Hey there, savvy listeners. If you are thinking about revamping your studio's website or your social media and you haven't quite worked up the guts to dive into the process, this broadcast is for you. Today, we are going to share 3 amazing before and afters from teachers who dug in and did the work. And the results are amazing. I'm so excited to share these with you. So, a little quick sneak peek of what we're going to be examining. We're going to be looking at teachers who have waitlists that keep growing, some eye catching transformations and renovations on websites, examining marketing that really is starting to resonate with clients. We're going to look at some sales stats that make you go, and a lot more. So, who's excited to see the big reveals? I'm definitely excited to share them with you. But before we get started, we're going to make sure we're going live in all the places and spaces. So while I do that, let us know where you're tuning in from, whether live or on the replay, and we will be right back. All right. So today, I love doing these types of broadcasts. I find them to be really inspiring and really exciting. And I had a really fun time putting this together for you all because who doesn't love a good before and after, right? I'm all about watching renovation shows and, before and afters of whatnot, restaurants and houses and all that stuff. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at before and afters for businesses. And we're not talking about just a website revamp or even a before and after of something that's physical or tangible or digital, things that you can see. We're going to be looking at what happens in our businesses when we dig in and we work on our businesses instead of just in our businesses. So I have 3 teachers that I'm going to feature today, and we are going to announce the giveaways from last week throughout the broadcast. So for those of you who tuned in for our big training last Wednesday and you shared your takeaways, maybe your name got chosen. So we'll be sharing those throughout. And speaking of takeaways, if you find something valuable in our conversation today, please be sure to share it below. Let us know what was the aha moment for you. And of course, we do have the Savvy Sarah bot set up for this week. So if you drop the word brave down below, if you are on Instagram or if you are on Facebook, you will get that information delivered to you via Messenger. And if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to look in the description and in the live chat. I have put the link that you can click there, and it's going to be fun. All right, so make sure you drop that word down below. It's going to give you a list of the things that we're covering today, and it's going to give you some links as well. And be sure to tell us where you're tuning in from today. I see Susan is tuned in from Toledo, Ohio. She's not too far from me because I'm over in West Middlesex, PA. All right, so let's talk about these before and afters before we do the reveals. We're going to be looking at 3 different businesses. And I chose a variety of businesses. So we're looking at voice teachers, we're looking at fiddle teachers, we're looking at piano teachers, we're looking at people who provide both services and also resource creators. So people who create music or create books, because I wanted to show you how when we dig into our branding and our marketing, how it can impact different areas of our business. So we're going to share some really, really cool transformations. All right, so let's get started, y'all. I don't think there's any other housekeeping that I have to do. Oh, there is one thing that I have to say. We are having construction done directly behind me, and I did close the door and I did close the shades. But if you hear drills, there's a reason for it. Hopefully the microphone won't pick it up, but just in case it does, that's why. All right, so let's get to it. Our first person that we're featuring here today, our first business that we're featuring, is Conquest Voice Studios. And you have probably seen Deborah's name pop up here in the chat over the years. Deborah did some really fabulous work. So let me give you a little background on what she was working on. Before she started digging into her branding and her marketing, she came to me with a website, and she describes it this way: that was a patchwork of pages. It was thrown together in 30 minutes, and then it was continuously added to over time. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. We start by creating a website, we do it real quick, and then we're like, oh, I need a page about this. I need a page about this. I need a page about this. Or we keep adding things to it without kind of looking at the overall view of the site. And one of the things that struck me as we started working together, and it's something that Deborah and I talked about, is that the website she had initially wasn't at all client-centered. It really focused more on her as the studio owner. And this is something that a lot of teachers do when you're creating a website. We think that the most important thing to share on that website are our credentials, right? Are all the amazing things that we have done over the years, or the experiences that we have, the fancy letters behind our name, the schools that we went to, the papers we published, etc. And that makes sense, especially if you're coming out of an academic background, because you're basically taught that that's the important stuff. But I'm going to let you in on a secret. Most clients don't care. They don't care about your credentials. They don't care about the school that you went to. They care about something else. So that is what Deborah really dug into. So in Brave Pants Marketing, she learned the importance of creating a client-centered journey. And we're going to show you the difference between her website before and after. So let's start with a little bit of a before. If I can click the correct button. And I see there's a bunch of you who've tuned in. Please be sure to let me know where you're tuning in from today, because it's always fun to see who's here. All right, let me get the right link up, and let's do a little sharing here. Okay, so this is what Deborah's website looked like before. I have to say, I love this photo of her. I think it's absolutely fabulous, but there were some issues with the website that it didn't really communicate her brand. It didn't really show people what set her apart as a teacher, and it didn't tap into what clients really wanted. You'll also notice that it was a little hard to read. I'll do a quick, I'm not going to play the video on this, but what you'll see is there was a lot of text over the photos. Later on in this video here, see if we can actually get it to play appropriately. You'll see that the page here has, as it'll scroll down in a moment, it has a lot of text. But what the text was featuring here was a lot of testimonials. We love a good testimonial, right? However, we also know that a lot of people just do not read, and they'll probably skim over that information. So Deborah and I had some long conversations around, we had some conversations in class when we were working on, how do we really communicate what you do? How do we tie in your clients' needs and desires into the point? And here's what she said about this. She said, I took the time to clearly identify my ideal client, not just who they were, but where they spent time, how she was going to reach them, and what their pain points were. When we say pain points, we're talking about what are the things that are holding them back. So she's working with vocalists, and we really wanted to know, what stops them in their tracks? What has them going oh, I really wish I could do X, Y, and Z, but I can't do it because of this. And at the end of the class, Deborah was able to take all of that information and hand it over to her website designer. And together they worked to not only create a logo that really represented her brand. It's so cute. I can't wait to show it to you. But they also worked together to create a very cohesive and functional website that she's really proud of. So let's see the after. Y'all are gonna freak because I think this is so cool. I think, is it sharing? I can't tell. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is Deborah's new website, and it's absolutely fabulous. And her logo on this page, it's a little small, so it's a little harder to see, but she uses it in all kinds of things. Let me see if I can like zoom in on it so I can show you how amazing it is. Like this logo, it doesn't want to zoom in the way I'm doing it. This logo is so fabulous. We have Conquest Voice Studio. It's got a lot of movement. It's got a lot of sparkle, which really speaks to Deborah's brand because she is full of sparkle and full of life. And the way that she works with her clients is absolutely amazing. So you can see here, this is much more client-centric. So we see language that speaks directly to the clients. We have gorgeous branding shots. This is something that Deborah has been working on recently. She and I have been going back and forth a lot about this. She created a really fabulous video that introduces people to the studio, and she captioned them so people can really understand what's going on. And as we go through her site, what we see here is that she's really developed what we call a customer journey. She's very much identifying the goals of the client, the types of clients that she works with, and she's empathizing with them, and she's showing that I can help you. We also see those fabulous testimonials, but they're so much more sparkly now because we have photos of people. They're bigger, they're easier to read, and I just think this website is so brilliant and lovely to look at and really speaks to Deborah's brand. So it's this kind of stuff that makes me get super excited when somebody decides to dig in and do the work. Like, look at this call to action here. We have let's get started, take the first step towards the voice of your dreams, and click here to join. It's so good. All right, let me know what you're thinking of Deborah's site there. I think it's really fantastic. We'll come back here. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that process that she went through when she was really working on developing the website. Part of the issue prior to class was that she really didn't understand, and she told me this, she didn't really understand the difference between marketing and branding. She didn't have a full grasp of that. And once she took the class, she clearly understood, okay, here's what I need to work on in my brand, here's what I need to work on in my marketing, and how those two things influence each other. And then another change she shared with me is that after the class, she is now more conscientious about using language instead of saying I, using language that says the studio when referring to her business. And that's been really nice to create space between her personal life and the business and to have that separation. She says that she often refers back to the worksheets and the notes from class. She's really proud of her website and how it presents her business to the world now. She gets compliments on how polished and cohesive her marketing materials look, and people are surprised that she does it all herself. All of that marketing that she does herself. And finally, she said, overall, I feel more empowered as a small business owner and not just as a voice teacher offering lessons. It's so cool. So congratulations, Deborah. And thank you so much for allowing me to feature the transformation that you went through. I love what Karen says here. She says, takeaway, make your website sparkle. Yes. And that she loves her website. And Susan says, yeah, I love her website too. It's really fabulous. And I want to, be transparent here also. I'm going to reiterate that Deborah worked with a professional to create her website. And so in Brave Pants Branding, we approach these things two different ways. We approach it from, hey, if you are going to DIY this, here are some of the things that you need to consider. And also, if you are looking to invest with a professional website developer, here's what you need to have in line in order for you to do that. Because I know that those website developers, when you reach out to them, many of them will help you with branding. But what happens is that if you're not clear on your brand first, the process of creating a website takes a lot longer. I have a handful of website developers that I tend to send people towards if they're ready to work with a professional. And all of them reach out to me after they finish this work. They reach out and they're like, Sarah, thank you so much for preparing your clients so well. Working with them was so easy. And it really shows in the way those websites come out in the end. It's pretty awesome. Cassandra says, takeaway, make the content on your website about the clients and not yourself. A lot of clients don't care about your accolades. It's true. Now, that's not going to be true for every type of client. There will be types of clients out there for whom which, I think that's the right verbiage there, it will be important, right? It all depends on your ideal client. And understanding what is it that they need to see. And there's always a place and space on your website to celebrate those things. I'm not saying don't list your accomplishments. It's just that let's not lead with those. If your ideal client doesn't want to see that first, don't lead with it. Okay, so let's continue to our, no, I get to do a giveaway. Hooray. I'm so glad that I put these in order. So our first giveaway today goes to Amber Chang Music. Her takeaway was defining my unique skills and why a student should work with me. That was her takeaway from last week. And Amber, you won the Instagram audit. So I will be reaching out to you later on to get you all hooked up with that. So congratulations, Amber. I wish that my thing would do like sparkly celebrations, but we'll just do kind of jazz hands, I guess. All right. Congratulations, Amber. So fun. Okay. Yeah. So Cassandra says, like, yeah, I'm not working with those clients, right? The ones who want to see the accolades first. It's not important to them. They're more interested in what can you do for them? What can you do for their child? That's what they want to know. And that's the important stuff, right? Okay. So now let's move on. Karen, I see that you have a question there about the average website cost. That is a complicated answer because it completely depends on what you are looking for. I don't want to quote an average because I think it really just depends on what you are hoping to get out of it and the type of designer that you are working with. I mean, you could show up on Fiverr and try to find a website designer and they might quote you a very, very low rate. You also might get a very low quality of work, or you might work with somebody who, the website is, their quote for you is quite big. So we're talking about a range from, I don't know what the Fiverr people would charge. Let's say like $500, which is like nothing for a website. And I'd actually be very scared to spend just that much on a website unless I knew the person and I knew what they were capable of. It could be way more expensive than that. It could be, $3,000, $5,000, etc. It all depends on the person that you're working with. Susan says, takeaway, time for me to update and revise my website. I'm going to jump back into the old branding bootcamp information. Awesome, Susan. Susan, check your email because there's something that might help you there. I've got an offer for some of the alums. So, all right, let's move on to our second business transformation. And this is Kay Lowry. Some of you may know her. She is a composer and an author and a piano teacher. And one of her businesses is called Piano Music for Kids. And let me give you a little background on her. So she came to this class last year. And she had a couple things she wanted to work on, but the main thing is that she really wanted to dig into piano music for kids. And I'll read a little bit about what she discovered like at the beginning of class before I do her before and after. So she said, one of the things that stood out to me in the branding course was the emphasis on our ideal client, right? I thought I had a pretty good idea of who I was selling to, both for my studio and for the publishing business. But what she learned is that we have to think more deeply and we have to drill down to exact specifics. And she still refers back to that homework that we did last fall when she was in our class. Now, some stats that I think are really exciting. In her digital music business, she shared some statistics with me, and she said that this year, compared to last year, her website visits are up 137%, which is amazing. And even more exciting, those visits resulted in conversion. So it wasn't just people coming to her site and looking around. It was people purchasing things that she has worked so hard to create. And she shared that her sales are up over 131%. So let me show you a little bit about Kay. And so what I'm going to share here is how her website now, come on, button. Okay, so this is Kay's it's not playing. So there is a little video in the background that goes on. It's really cool. I have it muted right now, so you can't hear it. But her website here for piano music for kids is absolutely amazing. The way that it features all of the beautiful resources that she's done. She's been writing books for young children, young pianists, and she has them available on Amazon. And actually, she sent me one as a thank you for our work together. And I wish I had brought it home. It's sitting in my studio, but you can see it's very easy to navigate. Her store, she has a video that shows people exactly how to find things. She has everything organized by category, and all of her resources are so easy to find now. And that's one of the things we really dug into. How can we make, knowing your client, what do you know about them? That they are busy piano teachers, that they don't have all the time in the world to browse through every resource. They need an easy way to do that. So that's one of the things that we really focused on. And we focused on in her marketing, how can we feature her resources more prominently on her blog? And she has become a prolific blogger. She's got some really great things in here, some of which will feature a resource that's created, and a lot of them that are talking about teaching. Like this one here, it says navigating the no practice season, why shaming isn't the answer. And she's got some really fabulous resources. What else I love about Kay is that she's so adventurous in her social media marketing. That has become a big part of her business. So she's been having a lot of fun creating fantastic reels, some of which are just plain old fun and entertainment, like this one that she created. I would unmute this, but if I do that, then you're going to hear the Instagram broadcast going in the background. So you can follow her at Piano Music for Kids. She's had a lot of fun presenting, like unboxing her books. That was really exciting. And, people were there to celebrate with her, and then showing the books themselves. And I just think it's really brilliant. I absolutely love the work that she's done. Now, a little bit more about Kay and what she learned in the class. She shared with me last week. She said, I really appreciated the overall structure and strategy that you gave to us as teachers, because this class is specifically geared towards music teachers, right? Whether you're a piano or a voice or a guitar or a fiddle, or if you're creating courses for teachers, the through line is that you're all associated with music. And she shared that she feels very organized now with her marketing plan. She refers back to it every single quarter and she updates it. She also has an email marketing plan that helps keep her on track. And because of this, because she has those marketing plans and she's strategic about her marketing, it allows her to stay curious about what's working and what not working, and that she's been able to release that feeling of overwhelm that can frequently arise when we are marketing our business. And her final bit that she shared with me, she says, I feel more focused and more confident, and I know that trends change, right? Like marketing trends change, website trends change, but the foundations of this class keep her grounded so she doesn't overthink things and she can keep moving forward in her marketing. So yay, congratulations, Kay, and thanks again for allowing me to feature all the amazing things that you're doing. You're such an inspiration. I see that Cassandra says, I love this website. It's so good. So fun. And whoops, I lost myself there. All right, y'all ready for another giveaway? Drum roll, please. Okay, so for our second giveaway here, the second giveaway goes to Cassandra. She won our Facebook page audit, and her takeaway from last week was, can I clearly define my offers? Question mark, right? So congratulations, Cassandra. We'll do our little jazz hands for you. So much fun. Let me double check and make sure. Oh, hey, Ukulele Project Hawaii said aloha over on Instagram, and that's cool. I'm excited to find out who you are. Yay! Congratulations, Cassandra. All right, our third feature here today comes from Kathy Rayner Music. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Susan, she's happy that Kay has a good marketing and email plan and it's working. That's the most amazing part, right? Okay. So our third before and after is Kathy Rayner. Kathy Rayner Music, she is a fiddle teacher. And more specifically, she is very niche. She focuses on traditional Irish music, which is near and dear to my heart because your girl is a good bit Irish, and my husband also plays in an Irish band. Even though he's Scottish, we'll overlook that. All right. Let's talk about Kathy. When she signed up for the class, she didn't have a website. It didn't exist. And she was experiencing some blocks around like getting herself out there into the not just the online space, so like website and social media, but just marketing in general. And she really wanted to, get over those visibility blocks and, get over this fear of her lack of technical knowledge, and she was ready to learn. And she shared that one of the biggest shifts that she had since taking the class is that she now understands what we mean when we say the word branding. So learning the ideal clients, being able to connect to their desires, being able to communicate the benefits of your offerings. And she said it was also really helpful to get clear. So, let me back up. I said that I switched my words around. She said it was so helpful to get very clear about who I am speaking to, how I want to speak, and also to have things in line like I know the fonts that I'm using, the hex codes that I'm using. If you don't know what hex codes are, they are the 6-digit numbers and letters that refer to your specific branding colors. Like my crazy green is CADF82. That's the only one I have memorized, but I know that one. She said it was absolutely huge for me to understand the customer journey, and I particularly loved some of the very creative questions that you shared throughout class. And I'll give you an example of some of those creative questions, like if your business was a car, what kind of a car would it be and why? Or if your business was an animal, what kind of an animal would it be and why? We have all kinds of creative things that we use to get people moving and grooving. Now, I want to show you a couple things with Kathy. I don't have a before of her website because it didn't exist, but I am going to show you the after, and then I'm going to talk about marketing. Because a lot of people think that in this branding class and the branding that we do and then the marketing that we do is all going to be focused online. I am here to tell you that is not true. And Kathy now has a waiting list for her studio, and she does not use social media. So after we look at her website, we're going to talk about some of the strategies that she developed. And I'll reiterate the fact you do not have to use social media in order to have a successful business with a waitlist for your studio, but you do need to get clear on your brand. So let's take a look at Kathy's before, or no, there's no before. Let's take a look at her after. All right, so this is Kathy's amazing website, and she did this herself. I was there in her class when she developed this really cool logo. Let's see if I can kind of, I don't think I can zoom too close on it. Let me see if I can. Nope. See, I knew that it was going to like go back, but you can see this brilliant fiddle. She created this herself. And I love that she found a font that really spoke to the style of music that she is teaching. And she did such a brilliant job putting this together. So we have clear calls to action. We have things that allow you to really understand who they are. She says, like, does this sound like you? You want to play folk music, but you struggle with intonation. You can't recreate the driving rhythmic sound that you hear. You want to play with other musicians, but you're not sure if you're ready. You want to ditch the dots, etc. And then we love this language so much. When she developed this, I laughed so hard. She says, "Fret not." We love musical puns. Then she really connects to here. Hey, I can help you do these things. And she came up with quotes that she found on the internet that really speaks to what she does. I love this one. The violin sings, but the fiddle dances. It's so great. We have fantastic testimonials from all of these lovely people that she's worked with. She's developed a mailing list, and her her website is just fantastic. She details everything that's included with it, what you can what you can expect, how you can start to work with her. She's got frequently asked questions, all of these fabulous photos of her working with clients. And I just think it's really, really wonderful. I think she's done a beautiful and brilliant job of putting this together. So congratulations, Kathy. And thank you for allowing me to feature this. I have a couple other things that I wanted to talk about with her, or in regards to what she's shared with me. Let me bring this back. Cassandra says it looks great on mobile too. I love that you examined that, because that is something that we are all, we sometimes forget to look at. It's very important for your website to be good on mobile. Susan says, I get fear of technical knowledge, right? Because not all of us are tech savvy, and sometimes it can feel like it takes a while to put things together. So let's talk about Kathy's marketing. When I reached out to her, maybe midsummer or something like that, because I happened to notice that her new website was up, and I just wanted to celebrate with her. And that's when she shared with me that she now has a waiting list for her business. She also shared that she has not done a thing with social media before or after taking the class. And she and I were clear about that. Like, you don't have to do social media, but what we do have to do is we've got to market you in a way that really speaks to what you offer. Prior to this, I think, Kathy said that she felt a little nervous about putting herself out there, so that when she did do some marketing, it was all very general, and it wasn't niched down to the fact that she does Irish music. And there was some fear around niching down. But here's the thing. She has niched down, and now she's really worked hard on her network marketing and her local marketing. So she has found the places in her local area, like libraries and other public places, where she's putting up posters with QR codes that lead people to her website. She's also done things like she put a digital version of those posters inside of like a Comhaltas. I'm not sure that I said that right. An Irish music website, and also in a newsletter. So she was able to drive people to her site because she knows where her ideal clients are hanging out. And it wasn't necessarily social media. Isn't that amazing? And I had some other pictures that I meant to upload here. So let me see if I can find them for you. I had them on my desktop. Okay. This might be super huge when I add it on here. No, it's small. Okay, so I can show you like an example here. This is not one of the ones that had a QR code. This was the digital ad that she put out here, and I'll read it since it's kind of might be small on your screen. It says, the violin sings, but the fiddle dances. Learn to play traditional Irish music on the fiddle or mandolin. And then she talks about the classes that are offered and the ages that are welcome, and then she drives people to her website. So it's really great to see that, you know what, your marketing does not have to be overly complicated. It can be simple to put things together. Here's the other flyer that she created. So I'll read it again. It's a little bit small. Sorry, I didn't load the right version. This is one of the ones that she was using as posters in local community places that allow that. And you can see she has a QR code on it, right? that was driving traffic to her website. And that's one of the ways that she has really leaned into marketing, and it didn't have anything to do with social media. All right, so we're going to wrap that up. Let me see. She had a couple more little things to share. Her final bit here is, I can't thank you enough for getting me started on my marketing journey with my new studio. Congratulations, Kathy. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to feature you today. All right, our final giveaway today. So we've done our 2 giveaways. Here is our final winner. This person won the strategy call. Haley from a noteworthy music studio won the strategy call with her takeaway, and it was, when your messaging resonates, it builds trust. Look who's here, y'all. It's Kathy. Kathy, congratulations. I can't wait for you to watch the rest. She says she just popped in, so I'm glad that you got to catch a little bit of that. So congratulations to Haley. I will reach out to you. So our winners, again, we had Amber, who won our Instagram audit. We had Cassandra, who won our Facebook audit, and we have Haley, who won the strategy call. I will reach out to all 3 of you and get you set up with all of that good stuff. So real quickly here, I'm going to do 5 takeaways from today. All right, here we go. Here's our first, you know what? Let me do it this way. Our first takeaway is this, okay? When we brand properly, it shifts the focus from you to your clients. Because Deborah's experience, when we were looking at what she did with her website, it shows that creating a very client-centered journey, rather than focusing on herself as the studio owner, it has made her website more effective and more attractive to her ideal clients, right? Our second takeaway is that a clear brand identity will boost your confidence and your results, because in order to get results, we need to do big, brave, scary things, right? I am in the process of doing that. Marketing this course. I'll tell you what, sometimes I get nervous about it, but I do it anyway because I have a clear brand identity. And we saw that evidence through Kay and her work. Kay's work on identifying her ideal customer and developing a cohesive marketing plan led to a 137% increase in her website visits and 131% increase in sales. And that proves the power of having a strong brand. Our third takeaway is that your brand gives you clarity and direction in your marketing. Branding and marketing are 2 different things, right? And with Kathy, her newfound understanding of her branding allowed her to build her business up, making sure that every detail on her website, from font choice to her messaging, aligned with her brand, and it attracted the right students. It made the marketing easier. The fourth takeaway is that branding provides the structure to keep you grounded. Both Deborah and Kay emphasized that the branding and marketing framework that they learned from this course, they're still using it today. It helps keep them organized and focused, and it has them feeling confident in their decisions even as trends change. Our fifth takeaway from these before and afters is that a strong brand resonates even without social media. Kathy's decision to focus on posters and local advertising rather than social media, combined with her clear branding on her website, brought her a waiting list. And it demonstrates that a well-crafted and well-defined brand can attract clients in traditional ways, not just social media. So again, thank you all for tuning in. This was really, really fun. And I am going to invite you to join us this year. Brave Pants Branding and Marketing starts on October 2nd. I have a bunch of discovery calls with people this week about this class. And so I am anticipating that more spots are going to be filled very shortly, which means we will only have a handful left. So if you are interested in starting this journey and joining a cohort of really awesome teachers, I'm very excited about the people who have joined this year. You can head to savvymusicstudio.com/getbrave. That is where you can learn about the course. Kathy says, I highly recommend it. I love it. Thank you, Kathy. And, you know, I am very, very excited to get started here. So head on over there. And finally, don't forget, drop the word brave down below if you are on Facebook or on Instagram. And that is where you will get the takeaways from today. We have a summary of those. And you can also get the links to the things. And if you are interested in joining this class and you want to talk with me, reach out. I do have a few spaces on my schedule where you can sign up for a free discovery call with me. No, I do not have the link to that call on my website because I learned in the past that people who were not serious about joining would waste my time. So you got to ask for the link, right? If you want to talk about whether or not this class is right for you this year, let's hop on a quick call. It will not be a pushy sales call at all. It'll be me asking you some questions and then me giving honest advice around whether or not it's right for you. And I'll be transparent. I have told people that this class is not right for them. So I am not afraid to tell you if this is not the right fit, because my job as a coach is to make sure that you get what you need, not that I get what I need. All right. So drop the word brave down below, and the Savvy Sarah bot will give you the information around how you can get a hold of all the things. And man, I really wish that I could bring the Instagram comments up onto the page. I just want to show you all. Actually, oh no, I think I ruined it. I think I ruined it. I'm not sure that I'm actually going live there now, so hopefully it's still going live. At any rate, I tried to screenshot what Haley said. She's super excited about getting the call. But anyway, put the word brave down below. Click the link on YouTube if you want to get a hold of me. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I brought it up onto the screen, but I can't see it. Why? Oh, because this thing's in the way. All right. We will be back next week. And until then, stay savvy and stay you, because you are an amazing teacher and there's no one in the world quite like you. And I think you're pretty dang awesome. And we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.